What? It's
You're
going?
breathing.
Oh. Mm.
Going live. Are you there? Come on. There it goes.
Okay. Instagram
Awesome.
is taking a long
Boom.
time. All right. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
guys.
Hi. Thanks for joining us. These hoodies too, you can get them on our website. Just saying. I rarely get to wear mine here in
Chilly
Florida,
day.
but we've had some cold temps for Florida. So
Yeah.
I am nice and cozy in my hoodie, which it really is comfortable. Okay, so today's topic is one that I get emails often about. And I feel like too many people stress about it. So we want to give you some information, but also let you know that this is not a black and white area. So hopefully it helps. Before we go, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Leave us comments, ask us questions. If they pertain to the topic today, we will answer them live. And always share our recordings. These are always recorded. These are always on our YouTube channel. So make sure, if something really helped you, educate you, please share it with others. That is the goal of these, right? The more people that we can reach, the more people we can help. So, right?
That's absolutely. What's the topic today?
Okay, today we're talking about supplement timing and how timing matters, how and when to take supplements for maximal absorption, energy, hormone recovery. And like I said, it's not black and white. It's not, so just think about supplements are not just what you take, right? So don't just go, I don't encourage you to just go take a handful and just take them anytime that you can. But again, consistency matters more than timing. So always remember that. If something like if supplement timing is something that stresses you out and maybe prevents you from taking supplements in the first place, because you're like, this is just too much, this is overwhelming, I'm out. Consistency of taking supplements does matter more than timing.
Yeah. So drug world, right? Pharmacists,
sure.
pharmacy, we've always been about making sure people understand like what to take, when to take, what to expect, all that stuff, right? And timing was a big thing in the pharmaceutical world. Some of them are black and white, but to your point, you would still be like, no, it's more important that you get it in than miss it, right? Like thyroid, right? First thing in the morning, full glass of water, sit upright, don't take with any other foods, the whole thing. And but if somebody missed their thyroid dose, you would still want them to take that dose, even if it compromised the absorption a little bit.
Yes.
So
like you're saying, absorption. Timing improves absorption, right? That's when
that's kind of what you're going for, right? Absorption being one part of really what we're looking for is bioavailability, right? How much of the substance is readily available for the body to use.
And also reducing the competition between nutrients.
Yeah,
right?
there is a lot of that too. And that is what we'll talk about when you start talking about like with food or on an empty stomach with water, is because some of the carriers improve. There's more carrier distribution sites. But so absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion has to do with bioavailability.
Yes.
That's kind of what makes it up. So
and also like your body's natural rhythm, like how we want to talk about timing certain things for your body's natural rhythm.
That's a good point. Awesome point. Yep.
So this training is here to help remove confusion and not make more rules, right? Because again, consistency is most important overall, right? So always remember that.
I imagine there's going to be some questions that come along with this. And guys, if it has anything to do with drug-related questions, with supplements, drug interactions, I know that's not today's discussion, but feel free to email me.
Right. I mean, do you have like a good rule of thumb? Like, it depends on what supplement.
Separate 1 hour before or 2 hours after.
Like just kind of everything. Is that
because 1 hour before will allow it to move through before, the next thing, and then 2 hours after basically covers the absorption, the distribution, metabolism, and excretion. Not fully, but that 1 hour before and 2 hour after is a long enough window that you don't have to worry about.
That's regarding your medication.
Drug interaction.
You are taking medication.
Yep.
To be on the safer side.
Yep. Drug interactions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's talk a little bit of biology behind this timing. First, I'm going to talk about fat-soluble nutrients, and that's kind of why I've pulled this here today. Oh, not necessarily magnesium, but okay. We'll talk about magnesium separately. That's why that's here. But for fat-soluble nutrients, they require dietary fat for optimal absorption. That's predominantly why we recommend taking with food. Again, to get the most out of these vitamins and minerals, you want to take them with food. fat soluble. ADEK. Right?
ADEK, yep. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat soluble.
Yeah.
Are your 4 fat soluble essential vitamins.
Yes. And also, your omegas, fatty acids are important to,
Yep.
take with
Yeah, and there's a bunch more. I'm just saying the essential
yes,
vitamins.
which is also why, again, I have them listed in front of us, our multivitamin, our omega, and our D3. So they are best taken with meals, not on an empty stomach. And
Oh, say that again.
they are best taken with meals, not on an
Oh,
empty
got
stomach.
it.
Did you think I said the opposite? Did you?
I was scrolling down, looking at making sure that Sometimes I like to look at the comments early just to make sure they can hear and
Oh,
see
yeah,
us.
that's
So
important.
everything's moving nicely.
Yes, and also just in general, sometimes taking, especially multivitamins with B vitamins, knowing that like ours have the full B vitamin complex, they can make you feel a little nauseous if taken without food. They can, like I'll always say, if someone is sensitive to the niacin in the multivitamins, and you might experience like this niacin flush, this red flush feeling, a lot of times that is eliminated when taking with food. So there's other benefits, not just absorption, but also you actually feel better. And B vitamins can provide a little bit of energy, so we try to push those towards the beginning of the day, but we'll go into that.
I just thought of something actually. So I just want to make a point because this might not be a universal truth, but it's good enough. Is it would be better to take the water soluble vitamins with food than it would be to take the fat soluble vitamins on an empty stomach, right? Because a lot of times you're like more concerned, like, well, the multivitamin has both water soluble and fat soluble vitamins in it,
Right.
So it's got all the B vitamins, but it has these other ingredients that are also fat soluble. So how do I do that? Well, it's better to take it with food.
Yeah.
Because the water soluble still do just fine along with food.
Right, because that could be like with or without.
With or without, right?
Yeah. Okay, and the reason we're starting with these fat soluble, and then also now we're going to go into magnesium is because they do have a little bit more specifics than many of the rest. So magnesium, you need to worry about mineral chelation.
Chelation, yeah.
So do you want to go into a little bit of what that
Yeah, that's
is?
always been a drug thing too. You start talking about bringing prescription drugs together, and a lot of the prescription drugs, they were so heavily studied that they identified things that would compete for absorption, either by chelation, where they bind together, or they compete for absorption sites or carrier proteins or whatever things that were, they could potentially inhibit the absorption of the prescription drug molecule. Right. So magnesium is being a mineral, which a lot of minerals, typically when there's a chelation process, it has something to do with minerals. Minerals like the binding, the chelation, just the stereochemistry of the way that the mineral is set up, and so that is a common occurrence. That's why one of the reasons why we separated magnesium, because magnesium definitely can fall into that category where there can be some binding and it can inhibit some of the absorption. So that the calcium is another one, iron is another that you want to be careful and you need to be aware of things. So that's one example of why we separated that as the chelation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I actually just got the question the other day. It's like, why do I need to take our magnesium if I'm taking a multivitamin? Well, again, we intentionally did not put magnesium in our multivitamins because then it would be competing with the other vitamins and minerals on the multivitamin, making them less effective. So that's why magnesium stands alone.
That's one reason.
Yeah, and many times too, when they're put in a multivitamin, the dose is not high enough.
Look how big the capsules are in these. You can't. Obviously you could make a bigger serving size of the multivitamin, but these are big capsules, right?
Yeah, how would you
so
do that?
because remember you're trying to go for elemental calcium. The total weight of the calcium capsule is heavier than the elemental. So say you're getting 420 milligrams of elemental, you're really packing this thing in there with, call it 40%. So 1,000 milligrams, a gram of total powder.
Right.
So when you look at dosing and stuff like that, sometimes it doesn't make sense. And then of course the timing, we separate it because we want the timing control.
Right.
It doesn't offer you the flexibility.
Sure.
And we were able to do it in such a cost-effective way. It wasn't like, oh well, it would be cheaper if we put it all into one. Well, yeah, if I cut it down to 17 milligrams of magnesium, maybe.
Right. And also, we always recommend, if like I just said, taking your multivitamins in the morning with breakfast and then your magnesium before bed. So how would you do that if they were together?
Right.
Right. So,
exactly.
Yeah. A little specific of why we did what we did.
Yeah.
Everything has a reason. Okay. So I'm going to go through, actually, before I go through, so I have some stacks put together that are just recommendations. And again, I don't know what you guys are taking, if you're taking it all, but just just take what you can from this when we go through it. So when you think first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach, I want you to think our goal is cellular energy, detox signaling, mineral absorption. Like we are starting our body off. We just came from a resting, fasted state. So this is what we want to do. First things first, obviously we need some water. You need some water. You need to hydrate. But best thing, put the hydration amplifier in your
the
first big
electrolytes, right?
glass of water, and get that down. Very important. Also important, empty stomach first thing in the morning. Shilajit and sea moss.
Yes, I do that every day.
The mineral,
And the
composition
gut
of
support.
it. Probiotic gut support, NAD, methylene blue. I mean, these just work best that way. And organic super greens, right? That's also a really good one to get going for your detox signaling. But again, if you have a sensitive stomach, you might do better taking our super greens after food.
Yeah.
Again, not black or white. Either one is going to do great for you, but you just have to know your body.
Sure.
Some people are a little bit more sensitive to the higher dose of multiple green ingredients.
Yeah.
So listen to your body, okay? That's what's most important. So again, why are we doing this? We're supporting mitochondrial activation. We're enhancing our cellular energy production. There's no food competition for absorption going on, and this aligns with our normal morning cortisol rise, right? So again, this is what I'm talking about, working with our body's natural rhythm. These things are important, right? And then if you can, wait at least 30 minutes before having food. I do think that many of us are good with that. We don't just wake up and eat anymore right away. I mean, I just think it's very common that you let your body get going, your juices flowing before we start adding in. But if you do eat right away, just try to give yourself 30 minutes after taking, not these, the ones I just read. Okay, another one with specific timing. And I'm just talking about this right now because I'm going to lead into we're still talking before breakfast. But our lean. Where is it? Our lean, There we go. Thank you. Our body composition enhancement formula. Okay. Now again, if you forget, this is one of the ones people ask. I always forget to take my lean because the goal is to take it about 60 minutes prior to each of your main 3 meals. Why?
Yeah. Well, you want to curb the appetite a little bit.
But with the fiber
You want to prepare, it's the fiber. It has the hops extract. So the New Zealand hops extract acts as a GLP-1 agonist. So it can help with curbing cravings and suppressing an excessive appetite, right? So you're not eating as much.
You're feeling
quantity.
fuller,
It's
faster.
more sense of satiety. It slows the gastric transit time down a little bit, so it actually will slow the time of the food as you put food in.
Right.
So you want that to be able to get in the system to absorb, so that it actually signals to the gut lining to slow down a little bit.
Right. So the goal is 30 to 60 minutes. For some people, 90 minutes, depending on your digestive system. If you know you have a slow digestive system, take it 90 minutes before, right? Because your goal is to get it down.
Absorb it.
Absorb it, get into your gut. So, but if you forget, because it's hard to remember this one because it's different timing.
Every meal.
It's still important to take because it still has like the berberine, still has blood sugar support ingredients.
Yep.
And it can still help you feel full like throughout your day before maybe your next meal. So 3 times a day, 30 to, let's just say 90 minutes prior to each of your main 3 meals. Right?
Yes.
Anything else? Okay. And then let's talk about after breakfast. So we did it before. We just talked about lean. Now we're going into after breakfast. We're thinking our foundation, our hormone, our energy stack, get everything going. This is best for nutrient absorption and daytime performance. So a lot of these can all be combined together. Your multivitamin.
Yep.
Your vitamin D.
Yep.
Another reason we like to say D in the morning is because it helps with your sleep-wake cycle. Again, we're talking about our natural rhythms. Black seed oil.
Yep.
Factor 4.
Yeah, I do that. Yep. Both of all those.
Women's hormonal balance.
I do not do that one.
Or men's vitality.
I do that one.
And then also our bone support, which the bone support is 4 capsules daily. So it's great, the OsteoComplete. So it's great to split that up, right? So think about 2 of them after your food. Pairing with food, it improves the tolerance and mineral absorption, right, of what's in OsteoComplete, right?
Yes.
Okay, stop me if you had more to add.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're doing great.
And then morning performance support. So this can, you can play around with this based on your schedule. I can give you my example because I actually wake up in the morning and I go straight to the gym. So my morning performance support also has my pre-workout stack, right? But if you're just wanting to wake up and get going, if you're a coffee drinker, great time to have the coffee.
Yes. Without sugar.
If you if you don't do coffee, or if you just like the E3, that's your E3 for performance. I use during the weekdays, I use the E3 as my get up and go, because again, I'm going straight into my workout. They both contain significant amount of caffeine. They support focus, metabolism, and as we always say with caffeine, taking things earlier in the day will prevent any sleep disruption. And even if you're that person, because I mean, probably 75% of the population will say this, that they can have a caffeinated drink and still fall asleep. But you don't know what's going on with the quality of your sleep unless you are really tracking it. So you might fall asleep easily, but you might not get into a deep restful sleep.
Yeah,
you might stay in a lighter sleep, right? So regardless of if you can just crash after caffeine no matter what, it's important to stack it in the beginning, the first half of the day, so we don't have any chances of sleep disruption.
And definitely those people have already have pretty much developed a lot of tolerance to caffeine, because that's another thing that happens, right? Someone that's drinking caffeine all afternoon and then in the evening is definitely a chronic caffeine consumer.
Right.
So they probably would do themselves a lot of favors to reduce, maybe even go cold turkey, not cold turkey, but get to a point where they wash out.
But you would think too, when you're sleeping, if you have caffeine in you, you have a higher heart rate.
Yeah.
Right. And we're really working on a nice drop in our heart rate when we're sleeping and resting. So keep that in mind. Okay. So moving on to lunch. This depends on how you split things up. Now, factor 4, lowest dose we recommend is 2. The highest we recommend is 8. So depending on where you are on that spectrum, you can divide it up. So me personally, I take 4 daily. So I'll take 2 factor 4 after breakfast, 2 factor 4 after lunch. You could also take your factor 4 after dinner. Same thing goes with OsteoComplete. We do encourage you to split it up to avoid any upset stomach. Somebody's with calcium and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is another time you can take your other half here. If you always just forget lunch stuff, do breakfast and dinner. A lot of us are home for more breakfast and dinner, and we're not home. We're at work for lunch. So do what works best for you. That's pretty easy. Okay, then pre-workout, which I hope you guys are doing some kind of physical activity every day, moving your body. It is so crucial for your overall health. But the goal here is performance, muscle prevention. And remember how I'm not saying like this muscle gain, because this is for everybody. Muscle prevention. We want to hang on to the muscle we have, right? So very important. You have your essential amino acids. Again, your E3, it's great, but depending on your time of day of your workout. And hydration amplifier. So if you didn't have it first thing in the morning, or if you want it before a really super sweat session, you could also divide up the little packet. You could do half of it first thing when you wake up in the morning. And then if you're going to have a really sweaty workout, or maybe do hot yoga or some sauna use, you could have the other half then. So play around with what works best for you. And then after your workout, because we want to stack the before and stack the after. After your workout, recovery and longevity. Like, we really need to now fuel our body. You have our protein powders, the plant-based vanilla and the chocolate whey with colostrum. This is also a great time to add in your creatine plus HMB. Personally, for me, I actually stack the creatine before and after, because I take 2 scoops a day. So I will take it with my E3 and aminos pre-workout. And then when I get home, I will make my protein shake, and I will have the creatine, my second dose, in that. Again, what works for you, what matters. And when it comes to our powders, because I feel like I get this question often, all of our powders can actually be combined. I can give you examples of what I do, but you also need to do based on your timing and your taste preference. When I make my shake, I have my creatine, I have collagen, I have protein powder, I have super greens,
fiber.
I have our organic fiber. I feel like there was something else I added in there, but I don't know. But I put a lot of stuff in it, right? Because to me, and I do the coffee. That's when I do my second caffeinated drink, probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. So I have the E3 and then a scoop of the coffee in my protein shake. Right? That's what works for me. I do never forget. I know my routine. Consistency is key. That's what matters most.
Yeah, right? That covers most everything.
Well, then we have our after dinner kind of detox and repair prep.
Yeah.
right? So that's when you pull in. Well, again, if you need to take your second dose of the Factor 4 or the Osteo Complete, that's your dinner. Liver support and detox. Now, many people split the detox. That's fine. I like first thing in the morning and at night, but I prefer personally at night. That's when our body is about to be going into the strongest detox when we sleep, right? So I want to help support it. That's also why the liver support's a good one then too, right? You're giving your body everything it needs to do its biggest detox while you sleep, but not black or white. Doesn't have to be that way. Anything else? Yeah, liver detox peaks overnight, right? That's why we want to help it out. And then when it comes, I didn't say, before bed, our magnesium,
Yes.
right? Magnesium. Now, sometimes you do this. Sometimes you
Split
split the dose.
Yes.
I'll take like one around like 5,
Yep.
maybe like a little bit before dinner,
Yep.
and then 1 before bed. I take 2 to 3 before bed. It works best for me, for my sleep, for my rest, for my nervous system. And our CBD gummies. They're wonderful for sleep.
There they
They
are.
are
CBD
they are
gummies, yeah.
wonderful. I know I'm going through all of it, so like that's why I'm gonna bring
I
it
keep
all
looking
out.
around like we're on the.
But the CBD gummies are wonderful for sleep. They really, really are. CBD, CBN. CBN is your.
Which one? Because,
sorry, CBN is your sleep molecule. Hey, you can combine the two.
You
also.
can. You definitely can.
I love the combination of CBD and CBN for sleep. Right, they both work a little bit differently, but really a wonderful thing.
But you do want to be careful with the sugars. You know, we talked about the sugar in the gummies before. It's just no way around it. It's
Yep.
the way it is.
But we also have our CBD oil.
We have a CBD oil as well.
CBD oil and
Yep.
CBN gummies.
Yep.
Work what's best. But focusing on deep sleep, muscle relaxation, blood sugar stability, overnight cellular repair, overnight detox, all these important things happen. So that's why we need to sleep well. We also have our the patches too, right? But with our patches, sleep patches, you put on 30, 60 minutes prior to sleep. Our energy and focus
put it on and
patches,
forget it.
put it on in the morning because that does have sustainable energy throughout the day.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot about those.
Yes.
There they are.
Okay, and then fiber. Very flexible with fiber.
Fiber is very
Very
flexible.
flexible. Some people like to take it before a meal,
Yep.
right? Because that way it can help you feel full. Some people like to take it before bed, right? Again, it does help with the detox process of binding. So just take it when it works for you. For me, I'm going to put it in my protein shake because the amount of the most powders that I can get in a shake means I am never going to miss, right? If I had to think I was going to leave that out and take it later, the chances of me forgetting later are pretty high. So yeah, I don't feel like I said super reds, did I?
No, you were talking about the powders in your smoothie earlier, and you did not
Well, I
say
don't
super
put
reds
super-
because I didn't think you put them in.
No, I'll either put the green or the red in. I don't put both. You can. I don't. I like to take my reds just in the
Afternoon.
yeah, between lunch and,
Yep.
dinner. I'll take
Yep.
a second aminos with it.
Yep. Same.
But Ben loves putting it in his pre-workout. I've
Yes.
done that too before. So again, you can combine all the essential aminos, the E3, the super reds. I mean, really play around with it and find what works best for you. But most importantly, listen to your body and be consistent. Right?
Yes. All right. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, while you're going through that, I'm going to
When is it best to take liver support, Lisa? Want to say that again?
I recommend evening before bed, taking it with your detox. But
Cool.
again, you don't have to. Many times I end up taking mine after lunch because I have my stuff split out and it's just when it works best for me. So it's funny, I'm doing something different from what I'm recommending, but again, to be consistent, that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah. Digital Commando says mixing fiber with the protein, collagen, and coffee is lush. I agree.
Yeah,
That actually
so
is a
good.
really
Play around
nice
with it.
combo.
I mean, today I actually wanted like super high protein, so I did 1 scoop of vanilla and 1 scoop of chocolate. I mean, with everything else, I think I got 55 grams of protein.
Yeah, Digital Commando says again, and I know I get it. Like I know this can sometimes sound like we're contradicting ourselves, but is it right to take magnesium at the same time as the detox, or should it be at least 30 minutes apart?
I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, it is a gentle detox,
But it's also a
work
binding
best
agent.
binding.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I could look that up more specifically. I think I have in the past. I just can't remember exactly what it said, but I separate them personally. That's my thing. My magnesium gets put on about an hour before bed, and then the detox will be right before bed.
And I'm kind of the opposite. So like my detox comes closer to just finishing dinner. and I took my magnesium like right before going to bed.
And here's Hey, Melanie. She says, I'd like to take all at one time and be done. By doing it this way, am I defeating the way to work in the body properly? No, that's kind of what we're saying. We wanted to just make it like more simple. Don't be so hard on ourselves and try to stress so much about timing. But timing will help you optimize.
Right.
So let's not ignore it entirely. But if we can't do it, then yes, it's more important to get it in and be consistent than it is to take it.
And if you're one of those that you just need to take it all, take it with food. Just take it with food so you get that absorption.
So yeah, there's Ivan. Hey, Ivan. He said the same thing. Do you recommend doing a detox before the magnesium? It can go either way. Some separation would be better. Would be good there, though.
But if you think about it too, like you really, after you eat dinner, that should be the last food that you're eating, and you should give your body, if you can, 3 hours before sleep. If you know, at least 2. So that's a good chunk of time that you can finish eating, working on the digestion, go on a walk, do your detox, and then before you're going to bed, do the magnesium. Or again,
I like this one from Ginny. Right now I'm drinking my Live Good shake with 1 scoop plant, a third of the scoop of the chocolate, puts her collagen, reds, greens, fiber, half an avocado, and a few berries. So she's definitely amazing.
Right.
It's a good combo.
That's
good protein, good fat. You get the fiber. Yeah, it's great.
And if you haven't tried avocado in the shakes, it's wonderful. It makes it like pudding-like. I really enjoy it.
Absolutely. So thanks, guys, for all the comments. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to focus on the ones that have a little bit to do with, say, combos and timing. If you have anything more specific, please feel free to email Lisa.
Right. But, let's talk about most important key takeaways. If timing isn't perfect, take it anyway. Don't skip, and build habits first. Right. Those are what's important. So please don't stress so much over the timing and when. You've got to work with what works for you and your schedule. And we're giving you examples on how to optimize, your supplement routine, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
The goal is just take everything. So when supplements follow your biology, energy improves, recovery improves, and results become sustainable. That's the goal.
All right, cool.
Okay?
Yes, awesome, guys.
Well, thank you guys for joining. And if you have any further questions on this, please make sure you email me, or any other questions, health, product related. I'm always here for you guys. And yeah.
All right, guys.
Next time.
We appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.